stuck in these like, okay, let's improve capacity in the knee. And like hierarchically, like, okay, the knee impacts the spine. So then I'm like, okay, let's do the knee thing. Oh, wait, we got the ankle and the shoulder. Okay, let's try and progress these, increase load, tolerance. Okay, let's go to phase two. And then, like, and then things slip by, like things that he said, like, he's had vestibular stuff. And we didn't really address that until he came in one day and was like, dude, I got vertigo. And then I'm like, okay, let's run this vestibular screen. And, talking to you guys now, I'm like, ooh, probably should do that thing at some point. So, yeah. So I think, I guess what I'm getting at is like, don't worry about not like checking every box and catching every little thing because it's just almost impossible, which is nice because we have, that big of a toolbox to like, to do a million things with somebody. But if I hope at least if I had not gotten where I needed to get with him, I would have hopefully deviated and gone to the HI screen if I wasn't seeing the changes that I was looking for with the knee and the ankle and the shoulder and all those things. So.
Well, and I just want to add in there too, like I had it in my original blueprint, which is kind of sketchy. It's not very clean, I should say, but just also in following the protocol from phase one, like daily warm up and all of those things, and then knowing that I had that in there.
Yeah.
It's like, when am I going to do it?
Right.
And also him being kind of more eager to like,
yes.
Why are we doing all this stuff,
right.
God? And I'm like, wow, your T-spine is not.
You said you did have it in the blueprint.
I did.
So yes, right. And it's funny because like that's what you do is like you have all these things to do in the reported findings, and then you start feeling that like, okay, it's time to get them going, and then there's sometimes I'll like throw the vestibular screen to the side, which is what I did with Bob. I had that in there, and I'm like, I don't think we're gonna do this right now because I need to test your system with some load and some, see what your tolerances look like. But it's good to refer back to the reported findings.
Be like, I'm the freaking driver. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
And in a situation like his desire to go into a more like load-based scenario, this might have appeased that urge to want to like, okay, let's see what this stuff feels like, versus just being on the table doing this thing where he's like, I'm bored. This is kind of sucks. So
I kind of want to do it too.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because that's something I don't know if we have done in a while or ever done.
I don't know. It's just that whole idea of the load and like forcing demands on the spine to like interact with
Everyone gets an HI screen.
HI screen day.
So essentially what we're doing is we're picking this apart in two different stance positions here. One is here, one is here. The idea is we're blocking the pelvis out one way in relation to where the spine is versus the other way. So if you think about it, if I'm step forward here, my spine is slightly rotated right, my pelvis is articulated left, and then here it's the other way around, right? And so then we're seeing how the vertebrae and the facets are moving in different planes of motion. We're setting up the HI screen in two different ways. One is starting with a bend, the other is starting with a flex. We're always moving away and towards space. So we're not, you could look at this in a bunch of different ways, but we're looking at how we're getting here. I'm not sure why he doesn't have us going this way other than like this is already technically blocked. But at the same time, I think there probably is
rash. Like an X or something?
Well, so there's, if you look on the sheet, this would be the H, this would be the I, and the I, and then this would be the H, and the H, right? So it's
And what was the rationale for that? What is like this
like
H and
why?
I stand for? What is like?
So if you look at like me drawing a letter, like if I was to go here and here, that would be like the top of the I on the left, and then if I go here and here, it's the top of the I on the right. Right.
Okay, I see what you mean.
So it's over and back is the H. So Oh, good, no,
So
he's
1,
doing it,
2,
he's doing it the full way here.
4,
Let's see, procedure.
5, 6,
Yeah.
7.
Let me see, it's full lateral flexion, then full spinal flexion to 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, full lateral flexion, then spinal extension. Oh, good, he is doing it, okay, he must have changed it. So, no, that's great, so now, so the idea is doing it both ways.
Yeah.
So, I didn't realize, I didn't see this in the new, the new sheet that he made, but we are going all directions. So we're going this way, this way, this way, and then the same thing the other direction. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 total.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the H and A, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
switch your feet, like each time?
So you can do, I mean, technically you can do all feet, one
Right,
position.
And then switch.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
But
an
that's
H
how I
or
would
an
do
I?
it. Oh, both. So I would, we'll go for it.
For efficiency, I feel like that definitely
Exactly.
seems.
So I would run this, I would have them, I would do all eyes first. We can make a sheet with this so we have it all clean. But yeah, you would just go, H's first. Let's just do that for the sake of being here and talking about it this way. So the H is making the H, right? So it's side bend, flexion, how'd that feel? Side bend, flexion, how'd that feel? Fine. Right? Side bend, extension, how'd that feel? Fine. Side bend, extension, oh, little off there. Side bend,
And on.
side bend, extension. So the first one was funky, the second one was okay.
H, we're doing, let's see here.
So that's what I'm saying, this is actually,
I don't know.
we should not refer to this, because this is only breaking down that, that the open one, yeah.
So maybe we'll just do up here.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, because he did it, so now I remember
So-
him going over that, of course, he explained that he used to only test
Yes.
opening the
Which,
fastest, and now.
which, good, he did talk about
But then,
that.
yeah, but now he wants
Right.
to test them all, because it's
Why
like,
wouldn't
wouldn't
we?
we?
For
Exactly.
sure, yeah, I know, that's what, it just kinda hit me when I was like,
Do
why aren't we
remember that.
doing? And it also simplifies it too, like, just
This
do all.
was right straightforward,
Yeah.
and you're doing,
That was an H, so we'll call it like H right posterior, right leg forward, left leg back. So you could write right R-A, L-P, and then under that, just like dash. Yeah, just a dash, and then R-P. Yeah,
What is the RA, oh, anterior.
right anterior, left
Okay.
posterior, and then right posterior H. Yep. And
Okay,
then-
so that's what, okay, that's what wondering what you did the RP for. So
Yeah,
you went
right posterior, yep. And then we have the I, so, good, good, ooh, nice stretch. And you guys can, determine whether these look kind of sloppy, that feels not good.
It looks like you blocked out right
Yeah,
there. for
yeah.
sure.
And then like a good stretch going forward, so the opposite of that was
Yeah, that feels real nice.
where,
Yeah, same thing, huh? RP.
guess I could do it, I'm all like,
Yeah.
just trying to,
And so now.
Cool, okay, then we'll switch, so then we'll go H again, yeah, 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 oh,
move forward on that one.
yeah, I don't like that.
So is it balance you're looking at, or
No,
just?
it's
okay.
weird, like, I don't really know what's going on
Oh, he's
there.
going right, sorry, right.
Sticky?
Hard. Hard. Sticky. Blocky,
Yeah.
blocky.
I guess you could write these down like on the actual diagram too, and you can
Yeah.
have a nice chart.
I usually just like in that big block of like notes section, I usually just go there, but use whatever. Okay, and then.
just went blank, but I don't remember which day I did it on or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know it's an H, I see.
Yeah, boom, right up there, there we go. So you're gonna go back. Okay, so there,
We did the H.
there, and then we're over here. There, that feels fine. That feels fine. Yeah, feels good. And then you're watching the pelvis to make sure it's not, swimming all over the place. And then eye feels good. Good stretch.
Should we note in the stretch?
Probably it's not a bad idea. And that feels horrible.
This is probably one of the
She said
back
what?
to remember when we had all that.
Yeah.
Those ribs over there.
Like I just feel like I don't know how to get there. Like my brain's like just telling me to not go there.
And there was that issue when he had, remember that they did all that rib stuff with him?
Fence.
Boy,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Somewhere
in
in
that,
there.
just trying to think of like what's opening, what's
Okay, so
closing.
now what?
Right.
Yeah, so now we have options of what we wanna do with it, like, if someone has a low load, you can QMMC this stuff, which would be kinda interesting. So you can start
Sure.
testing,
And you
go
can do
for
it with
it.
the respiration too.
So you're starting
Exactly,
with
that'll be the next thing to do.
the left leg, so let's do the, right anterior,
And we're talking eye or H,
H.
and the feet in what configuration?
You're what you have right
Okay, so anterior,
now.
H,
Yeah. Okay, someone want to QMAC?
So anterior,
Try and push him out of it.
this way,
yeah.
there you go.
And then you can kind of play with it too, right? You can push in quadrants, so like if you want to get in a position, just bend a little bit, and then bend a little bit. So you can push here, you can push bend a little bit here, you can push here. Right, so you can kind of play with position there too, and see like where they do have positional stability versus not.
So this is the H, right,
Yeah.
this is the H.
H, yep. So then, I could go oblique, I could go lateral, and I could go sagittal.
Okay,
If you want to play with, and this is just the exploration part, there's no real like, if A then B and C, but like this is the stuff that I do when I'm testing this stuff out. The other thing you can do, so if you don't want to QMMC, you can test respiration. So like in this situation, I'm not digging this, so we can go. Still not really digging that.
You go full breath out.
wow,
Okay, so in that situation, what we would want to do is probably train systematicity there. So what we would do, go for it.
Earlier when we had you on the table back when we were doing
Yeah.
we found out your rib were flared,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
Oh,
now-
that's what you were saying.
That's
right?
what I was
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
was trying to.
So we found out your ribs were flared, that they were messing
Yep.
with all that.
Yeah. So this is maybe more of like a functional
Maybe.
assessment of
Yeah.
that rib cage. So another good rationale, rib cage asymmetries, lack of rib cage control. So probably this is
So
a
that
really,
Excel
really
up when
big
you
thing
find
to
it.
do with you.
Yeah.
So we'll do this today.
That makes sense.
Go for it.
I don't know, if we can like just talk about like, I mean, I can figure it out, so if you're on your, and I wanna get on your side.
Okay.
So when you go to the sides, now the left is open, right's closed.
Yep.
And then the first part, it's like left is still open.
You're closing your
What
hip,
are you trying to figure out?
you're closing down here and opening.
To be honest with you, I would probably I would get away from the facet situation
Figure
and
out
just
what's
think
open and
about
closing.
movement at this point, unless you're dealing with nerve impingements or like stuff like that, like,
Okay,
or herniations. I mean, you can go down that rabbit hole. I don't know, maybe that's not the right thing to say, but
okay,
I mean, it,
cause the whole purpose is to look at the sets opening and closing
Well,
and
yeah, but I mean,
in
but
relation to-
we've just negated that with the idea that we're just looking at how people move in this configuration. Like, the whole initial thing was like, the facets are closed here, we're gonna see how the body moves into an open facet situation. Right, that was like the initial premise that he created, was like, we're looking at how they move into open space.
Now he's going back.
But
to-
now we're like also moving into the closed facet situation.
Yeah.
Right,
Shows
'cause-
all around the stability.
Yeah, right, so like technically, this is, everything is closed down here,
Alright,
we're still,
Everything's closed, yeah,
yeah,
well,
yeah. Closed here, open here,
yeah,
technically.
technically.
That's cool that he brought that up, cause I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if he just like,
It's all coming back to me now.
yeah,
a little bit.
well, and I wasn't sure if he
So
just
that's-
like changed it and then didn't say
Yeah, he
much.
did. At least
But
go
he,
back and
but he
watch-
mentioned it to
watch
you
some.
guys, that's
Yeah.
cool. I think that's, dude, that makes so much more sense just to see how the spine is moving in this configuration.
So then in the, when you switch your feet, you still get you still get to close on that same side.
Yes. Cause think about it, the only thing that's really changing is the pelvis and spine relationship. Right, like if you look at where my spine is here, I'm right
You're
rotated
sick.
slightly.
Yeah. 'Cause your pelvis
So
is
you're trying to
rotated.
hold center, right?
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
basically
cause if I'm
putting your,
here,
Yeah, yeah.
right, so yeah, I mean,
which is still opening up that right side a little bit. Right, or when your right leg is forward, then you're technically a little bit more open back here, yeah?
well,
No, you flex.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just standing. Like if you are switching your feet up a little bit, isn't like your right, isn't this part of your body just like a little bit more open and more closed on the left with your leg back, since you're kind of rotated left?
well, your spine's rotated right, right?
I feel like with my right foot forward, my spine's rotated a little bit left. And then when my left foot's forward, I feel like a little bit more rotated.
See, this is why this is, I don't think,
Yeah.
I think this is not the right way. I might be misspeaking here, but I just feel like we're assuming the vertebrae are doing what we assume they're doing.
Right.
But like for your situation, you might not have as good of a disassociative capacity in your spine.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about anybody. Don't you feel more open over here, like you're more rotated a little bit to the left?
I do not feel rotated left here. I feel rotated right. In relation to my pelvis,
Okay,
but I also might be wrong. I mean, my body
I
awareness.
go rotate right. Like if I'm here, we'll rotate.
yeah, I'm not trying to understand my perspective, I'm trying to understand,
And,
like
and
the
that's,
body.
I guess that's what I'm saying is like mechanically speaking, depending on where I put my body, I think that's gonna change
okay,
what's happening facet wise.
yeah, the goal of the screen is to look at the opening and closing on each side, right, in those configurations, the motion in that. So that, just trying to understand the placement of the feet.
Let me see, cause
It didn't say that in that. first
that's what I'm saying is I think that he's getting away from this idea of facet opening and closing here. Unless I could be wrong, let me see, suspended two, blah, 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 so it's rather than synergistic tissue, ligaments, all the stuff. Spinal vertebrae, stack series, 24 ribs, superior, cranium, blah, 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 pelvis, skeletal muscles, creates great independency, ability to maintain, change position, okay. The ability to maintain and change position movement reflects quality of interactions between the axoskeleton subsystem, as it's very difficult to completely isolate particular aspects of the system, can only be observed in movement as an aggregate. This can be set up in a variety of ways: supine, prone, side lying, seated, blah, blah, blah. Observing motion of the exoskeleton while standing establishes a common configuration of system standing and moving occurs in many activities of daily living. Therefore, the HI screen has been developed to observe some motion of the exoskeleton against generally normative expectations of movement based on the anatomical structures, spinal set joints, and costa vertebrae joints. Keeping in mind there's great variation in movement between individuals. It is more important to observe the comparisons between sides and directions along with the client's subjective sensations.
So yeah, it's just saying, look for, any.
Look for asymmetries in movement.
Asymmetries, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
getting away from the original thing, yeah, definitely. what you're saying.
yeah, let me see, motor control, motion of the spine, pelvis, ribs is different when standing versus posture when seated. Yeah, there are balance changes, inertial upper body needs to be managed over the relatively small and narrow base of support. Therefore, the central nervous system must create different strategies for initiating control of the motions when standing. When assessing the control of the trunk and spine, it is a good complement to supine prone and seated starting figure. So yeah, he's completely gone away from this idea of like structural closure versus openness. And I think I think that's a really, really good call, because as soon as you start diving into like this complexity of spinal mechanics, we're losing what we're really looking for, which is motor output,
Yeah,
right?
emotion getting there,
right,
and their,
control.
their experience, but then at some point, like, we gotta analyze why, right? And train it, or,
But man, I mean, the analyzing why, which is like why can't they do it? Okay, I would agree with that.
yeah, it's just like, no, we get this information, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, thinking about, okay, we get this information, you don't like going right and back, or right and forward,
Right.
you know, so then figuring out like what's going on, like where's the step to get into like the treatment, like you were saying, like the system.
Yeah, so assessing QMAMC, respiration, vestibular system, are they leading with their head? Do they not know how to lead with their head? Is their rib cage closing? Is the rib cage opening? Is their spine moving? That's what I'm saying, is I think if we just go to the idea of the facets aren't closing right, then we really miss the big picture of what he's saying, which is the systemic approach to assessing how this meat bag is moving, you know? So,
And it's spinal.
like, for example, if it's like, if somebody can't do this, and you're like, oh, it's definitely that the facets are closed here and they can't move into an open space, but they're doing this every single time. Like, is it a facet issue? Is it a center of mass issue? Is it a vestibular issue? Is it an ocular issue? Is it equilibrium? Is it limited ankle mobility? Like, that's, I guess what I'm saying is it a respiration rib cage thing? I think that's why I was kind of relieved and happy to hear that he isn't talking about facet movement here, because I always was like, man, like trying to understand like each facet articulating and moving only to the open side was like kind of strange
Yeah.
to me. No?
And it can't really like affect the facets, like we can affect breathing stuff.
Right,
and
we
it
can
goes-
affect how they move, but
can't,
not
like,
really
like-
like,
I'm gonna reach in there and just like.
Cairo,
this is-
yeah.
Yeah, your ribs are open, and it is an assessment, but it's like an assessment that's really looking at the spine and how it's
Well, it's looking
oriented.
at how the system is orienting around that position and how it's moving the body, right? Because it's
Yeah,
not
with
just
the demand of
assessing the,
gravity.
it's not just assessing the spine,
It's
it's
assessing how the spine's moving, how the pelvis is not moving.
How the spine's like moving together over, because this is, I guess this configuration kind of isolates the spine a little bit more, and the gravity like is putting the demand, like it's exposed, right? Things are exposed in this way because gravity, like you were saying, the rationale for doing this is like, okay, in gravity,
Yeah,
spinal mechanics,
Yeah.
spine has to like interact, the vertebrae have to interact with each other,
yeah.
you know, we're loaded, so how,
Yeah, I think the nice thing, one of the nice things about this process, I remember like going through this with Greg in the very beginning, because I was like, this muscle attaches to this bone and the origin insertion site, and it does supination and flexion, and that's bicep long head. And he's like, Dick, is this bicep long head? Is this bicep long head? Is this bicep long head? Like, what is, what are you talking about? What's bicep long head? And he's like, the body can do this, it can do this, it can do this. You should assess all of this. And so I think in this situation, like, I guess, an easing of my, like, over analytical mind allows me to just like, you know, I kind of like giving myself permission to just be like, let's see what this is.
yeah,
Let's see what this is, and then just observe it and not get too into the anatomical weeds of
Like
like,
what's actually going on here. We don't,
right,
we don't
cause
really care, we just wanna know,
Yeah.
this is not normal, and when we do this,
Yeah.
it becomes normal.
one of these is not like the other, you know, like that, right, you know, I mean, that's, and then, you know, and then once you get to that point where you find something that's like, dude really isn't good at this, then you can start, I think then it's a good
Yeah, so
time.
then what happens when you're not doing something right, so like, let's evaluate
Okay,
that.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page
Yeah.
as far as like,
I just wanna understand like the motion, like what we're actually, you know, it was just helpful for me to kind of go through, like why,
well, the motion
We're doing
is,
that,
the
and
motion
what
is
the
your hip is
motions are.
flexed right and extended left, and your side bending and flexing.
For some reason, Jazz has like,
It's not good.
not too good at it.
Yeah.
And we
I
can't-
mean, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at, it's just,
I'll study it later on my own, and we
Okay.
can just move on to your.
well, no, I'm trying to like dig into like what, I mean,
I know, I'm trying to dig into it, and I feel like you guys like maybe just wanna like move on, and that's fine, I'm just trying to
No.
understand it more, and
I think,
I'm not trying to like say which, you know, rotary muscle is trying to turn the spine this way and then flex the hip.
Gotcha.
I'm
I just
just like
wanna-
trying to look at, like, we get the data, and now how do we make sense of it, and then,
okay, so treatment is what you're,
yeah.
oh, cool, I mean, that's where we were heading. I just wanted to make sure like we're all good on like, you know, the thought process around this and, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so yeah, I mean, in this situation, so we did see that respiration did improve
Yeah,
that
your
situation.
exhale.
So one option would be systematicity, lateral flexion with the exhalation, and then
Like, breathe in that position.
you can do many as you wanna do there. Have them return, make sure they don't pass out, and then you can look at it again, it's much easier.
That's what, that was the not exhale.
That was not with exhale. That's still a little hard,
Yeah.
so.
There you go.
You can maybe play without it, hold it, maybe come back out,
Almost systematicity.
go back
type
down,
thing.
go and get it again.
And you're inhaled right now?
Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll see if that's better now. So, just educating the brain on how to do the thing with the other stuff.
I'm so sorry. Too.
Love it.
Like,
Right, so that would be a really easy treatment. So you could do the breathing, you could do the QMA and C,
yeah.
and then, you know,
So
this,
we should probably check to see if that breathing thing affecting this other stuff.
yeah,
Oh, actually,
Let's just stay with the,
You're breathing.
let's see, it's left leg forward.
yep,
So let's go, left leg forward, let's see if we go, right is the eye, right and posterior.
eye posterior right.
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot better, how'd that
That
feel?
feels great.
Wow.
You
Cool.
you
So,
fell over last
yeah.
time.
Well, because in that configuration that you're in, so you were in I, right?
I just went to eye,
Okay, so
which is a motion.
with your right leg forward or back?
Back.
So you're in a more closed position, which was hard for you to be in a more closed, to get into a more closed position.
Laterally
Then-
flexed. Is that, I mean, is that, I just wanna make sure we're talking the same language here.
Yeah.
Are we talking more like closed, like rib pack, vertebrae?
Spine, vertebrae,
Okay.
ribs,
Yeah, so,
that
this-
whole side is
Yeah.
more closed.
yeah, then that side, I 100% agree.
So then, that was hard for you to get there
Yep,
into that
yep,
closed,
yep. I'm following, I'm tracking.
into that forward and closed position.
Okay,
So
so
now-
forward is also,
Flexion.
are we not calling this, we're talking facet closure,
Yeah.
right, okay,
So I
yep.
closed,
So laterally, so sagittally flexed trunk, rib cage compressed right,
yep,
facet closure, or,
yeah, so we're all closed over here in this eye, and so then by training the inhalation and exhalation here, so exhalation helps you. So being a little bit more closed, right, like closing them more helped you access that more. Like you just basically trained opening and closing with respiration.
or we got the
and
diaphragm out of the way. Right, like,
to allow you to get more
Or
forward.
engaged his abs.
or engage my abs more,
Exactly.
or compress the costals
Flared-
more,
Yeah, you flared rib issue, I think.
yeah.
And then some I just.
Which is why I think, you know,
We kind of know one of those.
now you
three
kind of
things.
see like, it's like, okay,
Well,
is
it's
it,
the individual, like somebody who's just maybe like their diaphragm is so closed down or whatever, they're like, I need to be here and then, you know, expand, like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be one thing, but just trying to understand like what we're doing, the treatment's doing for you in that position is.
so, yeah, so I mean, it could
Exposure
have conditioned me to, like, I mean, we know that exhalation drives flexion of the spine. So it could have just been a nudge in a direction of, hey, exhalation, your body is flexing, so flex more. It could be that the rib cage was flaring and that the exhalation compresses the rib cage. It could be that exhalation ascends the diaphragm, which clears me out of the way there.
Yeah,
It could be, I mean, it could be somewhere it activates the pelvic floor differently, which stabilizes the pelvis differently.
it's just so
And it
cool.
could breathing out could tilt the pelvis.
Yeah, puts you know more and more posterior tilt, maybe.
Well, it's just, you know, starting with the basic respiration stuff
Yeah.
and then taking it, like
Yeah.
how crucial
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
You know, that invitation for the spinal mobility and.
well, it's, I mean,
Vibration
this,
too.
I mean, that's why leveraging breath is so important, is because it's like, it moves so much of your body, it moves your rib cage, it moves your collarbone, it moves your shoulder, it moves your pelvis, it moves your diaphragm, it moves your,
Yeah.
it activates your pelvic floor differently, so.
Can we test the other side, the right leg forward, left leg back?
Yep.
We're doing H, we're gonna do right posterior. How's that feel?
Fine.
That was better, you almost fell the first time, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we're gonna go right posterior.
Well, I wasn't expecting to go back that far.
So it definitely seems like just that breathing cleared out a lot of that, right?
Feels good?
Good. So that's good homework.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, just you doing.
Ooh. Whoa, that just popped.
Is that the only one that he was bad at?
So, right,
He's got all four of these. There's four things, but
There's only
training
one.
here.
everything
fixes
was
it.
right. Which then also.
That's
tells
just
me-
randomly that.
We could have tried the other ones, and the other ones might have done it too. I guess that'd be something to check next week. Like he comes in for the next session and he's like still bad in all those things. We'll try him, and the other ones do that. There's
Yeah.
I think the reason we
Go
chose
to
that
the
right interior.
That's crazy, man.
Animal,
Dude, that's crazy. I haven't had that flexion.
primal.
that's good.
Yeah, alright. So, sorry, what, I just went in my own little world
We
there.
were just talking about, like, we
Yeah,
chose.
we're talking. You're look back.
I'm sorry, I'm going to eight mode.
I
That's
rationale
just
for why we
takes
did that, or
off.
why I thought that was a good idea, was because I feel like when he was going right back, it was seemed more of like a balance thing, and this one seemed like was the most, just like couldn't do it.
Yeah,
wrong.
I agree. And there was one posterior as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah,
That
but
was
all
kind
the
of-
rest were right posterior, and then that was the only one
When
that
I was
was right
like, uh-uh.
anterior. Yeah. Cause the other ones you can like almost do, but you were just like
Yeah.
losing a little bit of balance.
This one I just was
This
stuck.
one,
Yeah, so just
Yeah.
pick the most awkward one and be
Yeah.
like, alright, cool.
And then, you know,
this,
like,
this is kind of also like the oddball out. The other ones were all right posterior.
posterior, right? Yeah, and then the other rationale is we know that I've had a right anterior rib cage compression issue, so this is definitely that thing as well, so.
Yeah.
Should
Building
we just
it
kind of
out.
run through maybe 2 people and just do this?
Yeah, let's do it. You guys can,
Julie, you want to do it? So, okay, you do it.
Alright,
and then somebody else can.
Jazz, is it bent knees, straight legs, what's that?
You know, what I've loved about what Greg says is like, get them in a position where they feel comfortable. I mean, if they're like this,
You're like, what is wrong?
like, you know, like something, but yeah, like stand here comfortably, do your thing.
Okay.
Right?
does it matter the distance?
Alright, so we got
Just like
right
that.
interior, left
Just like
posterior.
do H first.
Yes, we can start H.
A little bit up.
I look like you have a little left
A little
there.
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it on yours, right?
Yeah.
A hammer, okay, now. Jazz all stuff.
Okay, I'm taking notes in my head right now. I mean, she can just.
You guys are got them so far?
Yeah, I mean, so far she's been good. She's physical. I'll tell you in a second.
I'll start it over.
Wait, so sorry. I or H?
She's starting with H with her right.
Forward.
interior.
Is that how I'm supposed to start?
Yeah, no, either way.
Doesn't matter, no,
It's
right.
not, yeah.
It's crazy, I already feel.
Also, Jazz, I
I'm
have
just
an
trying
H
to
high school there,
practice it.
all the clients.
Yeah.
Everyone. This is
I already feel better.
Right.
Okay, so.
Cheating. I remember what happened the first time, so.
Okay, so we're doing what? First we're doing,
Right forward.
R-A, right, B, okay?
Okay.
So we're doing I's first, how does this feel?
H first.
H first, excuse me.
H, LA is a little bit trickier.
Okay, go right again,
So, first time.
cool, and then go LA. Go.
Not much, it seems like it's like improving,
You
but
feel stuck.
Okay.
I do, and I have like a little rib, injury.
Feeling, huh? That'd be what you would put it.
That's fine. I feel like my head isn't
And so what's considered, is there a certain amount of, like, cause every person's gonna move a little differently.
What he said on there, I mean, this is 100%, the business is like, what their sensations are. I mean, if somebody's like not moving at all, obviously,
Yeah,
that's.
they're like, I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
You're like,
You're
"No,
gonna move
you're
not.
not. You move
I
the
feel
sun."
great. Can you move a little further? No. Okay, well, that's a problem. But yeah, I mean, that, yeah, I think, I mean, everything we do is like, our opinion on motion quality comparative to the other side.
Right, cause some people can squeeze themselves in a box.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not, but I do notice when she goes back into the right, her head wants to stay forward. She has no interest in like letting her head lead that. Oh, there you go.
Trying,
The other way, this is the other way.
okay.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
My head is like,
she doesn't mind that.
Yeah.
She hasn't forced that. So I would say
L or RP.
RP
RP, not so much LA.
and LA.
Yeah.
Well, that's getting better and better, but RP.
Who knows?
So
Just
crazy.
No, still. Yeah, when you really.
So there's a relation, and then you know, those are
Seems like the more I side bend, the more I can do it,
right?
Yup,
but I don't know.
Is there any relation, just,
could be. Yeah,
it's just something?
I agree. There could be something there.
It's a lot.
And then we'll just collect more data and see what happens
Do,
here. Let's do the eyes as
eyes.
well. Yeah?
Oh,
Other side, or.
other side
or
H
switch-
first.
Switch, yeah,
Switch feet.
feet back, no, switch feet back.
You gotta do eyes still.
Oh, you do the eye in this configuration
Yeah, we
first?
might as well.
You don't do all
You
the
just run through
H's?
all six.
I don't know, I mean, we.
That's how we did it with jazz before, we just did all
Okay.
16 and then.
Yeah,
like
you
this.
could do it both ways, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
My body wants to do it all H. I don't know if it's my body or my brain or whatever.
Okay,
It's
so
OCD.
now-
H.
All H's, okay?
okay,
One
this
at a
is
time
now
here.
left A, R, P.
And so
Yeah.
now this is the first
Sure.
wrap, right?
Good. How'd that feel?
fine, a little stretchy on the back, but
Good. How'd that feel?
fine.
Stretchy on the back?
Not as stretchy.
Is it like a happy stretch? Does it feel good or does
No.
it feel like scary?
Feels slightly scary, but like, it just feels kind of stuck. Not like bad, but just kind of like, meh,
So it's not something you wanna keep doing.
not necessarily.
How'd that feel?
Fine, I can't even really believe I'm doing this actually, like just where it started.
And how's that one feel?
Good, look at my head.
Yeah, that looks great. Okay. Cool. And then we do eye.
Okay.
So, like, the difference between what I'm seeing between you two when you go back is you're doing this.
Yeah.
She's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Probably means she doesn't feel as safe moving her head and neck.
Okay, nothing to do with the actual.
Nothing to do with the actual assessment.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I think it's a great observation. I mean, and historically, just from
Yeah.
working with her, I know she doesn't like moving her head. So,
Is that a vestibular thing, or have you guys talked about
Vestibular,
it?
ocular,
and then also like just
neck.
concern of neck injury stuff,
Okay.
concussions.
So it's just, it's maybe a mental thing too, she's,
Yeah, like, I mean, if I gave her a guide, can we just do one of them?
Yeah.
I'm just, I have no idea what's going
like,
on.
you see that she can do it.
So, move with me.
Right.
Okay. How'd that feel?
I felt fine until I got to
Scary.
the end, yeah,
No pain, just scary.
yeah.
It's like brain blockage, and it
Yeah.
kind of seems
Yeah.
like, cool. Alright, that's good to know. That-
Like, great observation though. I mean, that is,
So I'm going eye, left.
and what's interesting is she's totally cool with her head moving forward, right?
It makes so much sense.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
going
which
eyes,
way do I go?
let's go forward and left. Okay, come back, how'd that feel? Okay, how'd that feel?
Good.
And then backwards and left. Cool, how'd that feel?
I'm a little crampy on my upper ribs. I would say like left and
Can you go,
back is like, it's just more stuff.
yeah, you didn't have as
Tighter.
much motion as you did going left. You had less motion going left.
Yeah.
Go back and right.
It's just
She's flexing, you're flexing, so come backwards, and just see if you can do this. Stay back here
Uh-huh.
and go right.
Ooh,
Okay.
that pinches here.
You're looking at it from
From different
that's, I guess
angles,
that's a
yeah.
better way to look
You
at
wanna
this one, kind of circle.
Go in circles, yeah. So that's left anterior, right posterior. You would say both right and left didn't feel good?
Yeah.
Left and right.
Going posterior?
Yeah. Or did left feel okay?
That's just fine.
Okay. So right
I
posterior.
think I'm actually doing it too. I'm doing flexing lane. It feels scary, like I feel like if you try to do it more, but I'm gonna get a lot of, I'm getting a
Which way?
stretch right here going right.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have right anterior, left posterior.
Forward, right,
Cool.
left.
How's that feel?
Pretty good.
See how she,
See that
She
flex, I see
curves
that
back
she's
through,
giving
yep.
me up, I see it now.
and then,
Always seems
So it's more like the C I'm trying to do. Is that,
yeah, a little
Better?
more. Get some more like, do you mind if I kind of give you some feels? Go back, wanna close this stuff down, yeah, that,
There you go. You got it.
she's gonna be sort of on.
Yeah.
Oh, feels good. I mean, it feels like a new.
So like with her, I mean, just like, I mean, we could start assessing some of these, but like just historically knowing like what your body doesn't like to do,
Yeah.
I would honestly just be like, I want you to do every single one of these positions, like 3 reps of each, and then also,
So that could be homework too,
oh,
just do
for
these.
sure, yeah, and then also assess where the dysfunction is too. But like, just to condition your system to become comfortable moving like that
Yeah.
is like, I mean, that's such a kind of an empowering and freeing thing to give your
Yeah.
body that without having the unwanted sensations of moving your spine like that.
When I was
So-
first watching you do it, I was like, we're gonna do this, and I was like, oh my god.
How am I gonna do this?
Playing around with them, like, wow. Like, I don't wanna like get on the floor and be all like.
Yeah,
Eight
yeah,
mode. Like, you feel.
yeah, like this feels good,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, but yeah, a lot of stuff is coming up right in here, like this.
Which is your
stiffness.
zone,
Yeah,
right?
and I'm typically like left,
Yeah.
walk around. like
So,
this.
okay, I mean, let's play with something here. So we had, right anterior, left posterior, left anterior stuck feeling. We had a right posterior, head didn't wanna go. For the H, with the I, we had left anterior, right posterior, and then we had right posterior, so she didn't like doing that same thing over here. With the left anterior, right posterior, with the H, she had a left anterior stretchy, but she didn't like the stretchiness. And then we had a right posterior, with the I. So, I mean, kind of based on the same rationale that I think we had for me, like, it seems like we're seeing actually similar trends, which is like the posterior component, like this zone here, you're trying to like fall out of that position, which means like if we're talking about, I guess going back to this like idea of facet closures and
Yeah.
vertebrae blockage or the lack of wanting to move, if you're already positionally kind of here,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to go here, you're like, well, there's nowhere else to go here, so I'm gonna go here. Instead, the rationale might be, let's close this down and see what happens if we build this system up for that locked out, closed down system. So, right, I mean, that's,
So maybe do that when I'm already closed down.
so I mean, this is that H with the left foot forward, right foot backwards. And then let's try doing the bend and forward. Is that same stretchy thing again?
Oh wait,
Left and then
H.
forward.
not so much.
So it's getting better.
Yeah.
So she's just getting better with general movement at this point.
I was just asking, you know, could this maybe negate some CPG stuff, just because it's used like you're in
Or-
your gate side?
Or corroborate some
Yeah,
CPG
yeah,
issues,
right.
yeah. Yeah, but both.
Yeah.
And or, no, 100%, man, I mean, that, and I think this is the nice thing about this, if you're seeing weird gait stuff and you don't see changes or you don't expose anything with CPG testing, this could be a good route to take, right?
Right.
A good point, yep.
So would you like go here, just to kind of close that up a little bit more, just like one theory? See if,
The challenging thing with your situation, I mean, we could leverage breath here, and we could see like where you're maybe breaking down, but it seems like you're just getting better by doing it.
right,
Whereas like, for my situation, I was like,
I think.
like, I don't even know what this means,
It
right?
wasn't,
So-
you
so-
stop breathing when
yeah.
you're trying to do it, so you're
Yeah,
just like.
so what we could do there is we could assess to see if there is a breath that breaks you down, right? So like go breath in,
All right, I'm just breathing there.
You were just normally breathing too, which also.
Side bend left,
It wasn't really.
flex
gas,
forward.
Completely blocked out.
How'd that feel? Okay, come back out. Breathe out full. Side bend left. flex forward. So she's good, right? She can do both of those. Yeah, so I mean,
Got a little bit more range on the exhale, but,
yeah,
okay.
but, you know, yeah, yeah. So I mean, for her, like really, what I would probably set up is like, hey, get in that position, do 2 or 3 breaths. Get in that position, 2 or 3 breaths. This position, 2 or 3 breaths. This position, 2 switch. H, H,
So
H,
breathe in
H.
all of them, not necessarily breathe first and then no.
Just because we're not really seeing any exposure of mechanical breakdown and breath that benefits you.
Just kind of telling your body to be
Yeah.
comfortable there.
Like, this was weird, right?
Breathe.
So the breath out is no good
Yeah.
there. So that would be a good one to go. Take a breath in, side bend right, extend back, breathe out full. Breathe in, breathe out. And then come back.
It's fucking weird.
So that would
I just
be,
feel like-
so that is left anterior, right posterior, H. Right posterior H. So we'll set that as a homework, a specific homework, which is respiratory in, 2, out. So that would be a good
So
one.
breath in, do the H,
Yep.
right?
Does my eye look better going back like that?
Looked like your eyes were working when you were doing it the first time. You were definitely kind of like you.
You're talking about the I, letter I.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about your eyes.
Yeah, but no, I
I noticed that,
she was
yeah.
more, yeah.
But she was focusing for sure.
Yeah, so then we
That's what
could
she was
check it with the
asking.
eye too, right? So go breath in, extend back, right side bend. So she still does that little twist, okay, come back, breathe out, stay extended back, side bend right. That's better.
It's just, I feel like I have this, like, left part of my ribs here is just so different. I don't know how to explain that, but it just, it's like this tight, twisty,
Yeah, I mean, there's,
some weird shit, but rationale to be here, I guess.
left, anterior, right, posterior, so that was, breath out to in, helps that system.
So breath in, I was still twisting. Breath out. I don't know what I did. Did I twist?
With the breath out, you didn't.
But it was hard.
So then you would go breath out, side bend right, breathe in, breath out, breath in, breath out.
It's hard.
So that gives you unwanted sensations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, that might be the argument of we're actually conditioning or training our system to close that angle down more than we even wanted to. So, which might bring us back to, well, yeah, I mean, this is an interesting situation because we're dealing with, see, and this is the thing here in this situation is like, now are we talking about the HI screen, or are we talking about a vestibular thing, or are we talking about, you know, the head leading the way, like extend back and bend right? Does that still feel horrible?
No, but I wasn't, exhale.
But I just checking the first, now go again, exhale. Bend. Breathe in. Out. Still bad?
Not the same. I feel like I can get a left,
Interesting. Okay, come back out of that. So, I mean, now we're like, okay, is this an HI thing? Is this a head thing? Is this a cervical mobility thing? Like that, those would be the
yeah,
interesting routes to take there to explore kind of what that means. But
it's not weird.
yeah, I think in general though, I mean, like for her, I just historically I know that her system likes to be here. Like that's her closing angle preference or her lateral flexion preference is being
It's weird
here.
that I wanna go there, or like.
Well,
you're
no,
saying-
if you're stuck there though,
Yeah,
right? If you're already there, it's like you're running into a wall there,
it's weird that it like,
right?
yeah, so I'm stuck here, so, but nothing's looking weird going this way.
That's kind of why I was kind of picking apart the stretchy feeling that you were getting over there. Because you were like, I don't like being here, I don't like the feeling of the stretch, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe that stretch is it's the system going, oh, I don't like going there, but like that might be the place to condition her system to work,
Right.
right?
When it's open, where I like to be.
When you're, no, there, right, over in that lateral, that closed angle zone, that's where you were like, I don't like the feeling
Get
of the
away from where
stretch.
you are, yeah.
Right, but that's also the place that you don't like to be,
Yeah,
so it might be good to condition, reacclimate your system to being there. And what Eli saw and what you felt was that when you exhale there, you feel like you get more range. This is a tricky thing about subjective reporting, right? It's like they're telling us stuff and we're trying to make sense of it,
Yeah, like,
but if there's so much crazy, if there's some convoluted stuff happening and there's not as much making sense, then sometimes it's harder to make decisions, which is why, like, kind of picking it apart and going, okay, like, rationale wise, is it appropriate for us to start hammering this right side bend extension thing when we know that her system is closed there already? Maybe not. Because then we start training that and then it starts flaring her left shoulder up and then we're back in the pits again.
a lot of times
So-
I feel like when I do try to close here, that I get this big pull. Like pulling down here, like kind of getting this, like just,
Yeah.
this is so
And
locked
is it
up
a
here.
positive association or a negative
It
association?
just feels like a ripping, like this is so stuck and locked down
So
right
a
here.
lengthening would be a positive sensation, but the association with the movement of it is negative.
Yeah, it hurts.
Right. But is it a temporary hurt that we gotta acclimate your system to allow it to release? Is the question, right?
It
Good.
needs to be, I feel like it really needs to be, encouraged, like coaxed.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
like
So,
it doesn't feel good and like afterwards, it's like I'm mad at you for doing that kind of thing.
but it doesn't wanna move, right? The lack of movement there is the part that's creating the negative feedback loop.
Yeah,
So then the question is, how do we get it to be okay moving to then allow for, the,
yeah. So I can actually like close my rib pack
Good.
around my sternum,
yeah,
like,
cause like right now, you're in right side bend. Your closing angle is right. So, right, you can see she's blocked there. So I mean, you're flared here and closed here. So then doing that exhale, and then arms crossed and the side bend right, left, excuse me, sorry. And then flex. It's kind of educating the system on, and
hurts a little bit.
it hurts.
Hurts my ribs, like back in here.
Stretch,
Yeah,
Not an acre of pain.
it's like an ache or a pain because I have this like little injury here,
what's the posterior sensation there?
more of a stretch. I
Right.
think that posterior rib though, this side is kind of like aware of this like injury that happened here,
Uh-huh.
and it's been like nagging.
So try doing like, you don't have to go hard on it, but just try doing like a gentle breath out. And then a little side bend left, and then a little flex, and then a little breath in. And cycle that for like 2 or 3. I'm just curious to see if like the sensation starts dissipating as you work that respiration cycle,
I'm just breathing here.
or if it gets louder. Right, cause this is like the acclimation assessment, like, is her body saying, hey, I hate this, but I don't wanna be here, or is it like, I hate this, I don't wanna be here, but,
Okay, this is
oh
our.
yeah, I'm kinda warming up to this a little bit.
Yeah, the ache is just kind of, it's just kind of staying.
So it's sustained, so,
Yeah. It's just been really weird, like I've been able to, like I got through my leg slides and ab work yesterday. I did my rows without a lot of pain, but then like later in the night, just like sitting, just kind of started, like with no movement. So-
try, kicking on your dorsiflexors on that left ankle.
And then where you can get there.
Just, yeah, whichever one you want, just maybe the same, try not to get the same.
My brain is so like in my shit, like what was I doing? Exhaling
Breath
first.
out, left side bend, flexion.
And then breathe here.
Mm-hmm. We've got dorsiflexor system kicked on.
It's better.
Okay, so that dorsiflexion system could be blocking out that left side system, which is also a cheat code that we know her left ankle dorsiflexion is a big contributing factor to her body. So I mean, that's the other thing about this screen is like, I'm glad we're diving into this because it's, you know, it's a kind of a whole body assessment here. But when that left ankle is pinned into dorsiflexion and she has to find space somewhere else, if she doesn't have the ability to get that dorsiflexion, she might do this to try and get out of dorsiflexion. Whereas if I'm here, that's loading way more into that dorsiflex position. So, I mean, I think this is what's crazy about this assessment is we also are having to consider ground force reactions upstream and what implications that might have on the knee, the hip, the spine, the ribs as well.
Cool.
So, alright,
Let's step out of that.
here we go. Well,
Yeah, I'd like to try it myself.
let's do, yeah,
There's David on my house doing it over here.
yeah. You wanna spend 5 minutes going
Yep.
with him? Okay. Yeah, so let's go through this. So, maybe, can you pop your shoes off just to, you know, let your feet do their thing too, just to not have the squish. I mean, those don't look super squishy, but, yeah, just to not let them influence that system. So go right foot forward, left foot back, cross your arms. And then we're gonna side bend left, and then forward, that's fine, whichever. Cool, back up, how'd that feel? Then, side bend left, forward. How'd that feel?
Fine.
Okay. Extend, side bend right and extend. Looks a little stuck there. Okay. I'm just gonna put this in the Eli Sessions Jazz.
We have one online if you want to.
Do you have your file? Let me see if I can find it. You got it?
Yeah.
Jazz. The Jazz assesses Eli.
Just,
You
no,
got
I
it.
just didn't want.
You got it there. I got it right here. Okay. Sorry, yeah, let's just use it. So, okay, so that was right,
Or right A,
right A,
LP,
left posterior, and that was H. And that was
right posterior.
right posterior. Okay, and then we have, left and back. What do you think about that?
Also called.
Yeah. Left posterior.
Oh, right feels way. This
Right's-
one feels
right's
way
the
worse.
one.
But,
Yeah, yeah.
but other one also is not.
Okay. And then switch feet. Left anterior, right posterior. And then let's go left and forward. Cool, come back up. How'd that feel? Right, forward. How'd that feel?
Pretty good.
Good. Left, back. East, so.
About the same as
Right, back. Ooh,
that feels alright.
dude, come back. Switch again. So that was your left posterior wasn't great, but the right anterior got better. Do that right and back again. It's better,
Yeah, that's my bad.
quite a bit.
Even this doesn't go pretty, you know.
So that one's consistently bad. So we're gonna go IWR and then the left A and the left P weren't great. Okay, let's check that I. Let's see, is that H? Yeah, so flex
Sorry.
forward and then left, forward and left. Good, come back up, forward, right. Okay, come on up. And then backwards and left. Okay. And then backwards and right.
Yeah, a
All
little,
good there?
Mm-hmm.
We'll
he
sway.
got a little curvy on the left and back, a
Okay.
little,
Left. So you say. Okay, let's keep going. Forward and right. What's interesting is he's hip flexing to go forward on all of these. Go forward and left. Okay, come on up. Backward and right. Okay. Backward and left. Come back up, do backward and right. And then come back and do backward and left. So he likes to look to the right when he goes left, that's interesting. But that was right anterior, left, posterior, no, it's left, posterior.
what do you mean he's flexing to come forward, flexing his hips to come forward? It's
Like
just
this.
moving.
He's not like doing this, he's like
Okay,
hinging,
yeah,
right?
Now that I think of it.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yep. Nice. So you can do it, yeah. That's why I wasn't really like calling it
Yeah.
initially, because like, alright, they look pretty similar, and you're getting some spinal movement. So like in this situation here, we have right posterior got better, left posterior with both H's didn't get better, and then the left posterior, let's try something, man. So, I mean, this is kind of going a weird direction, but let's go right anterior, left posterior. Go back and left. Is that just feeling better in general? Not great.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Go.
think it's already kind of,
Go back and look up and left when you go that way.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel?
Better.
Yeah. Come back. How much better?
50%?
Back. Okay. And then let's go right anterior to left posterior. Go with the H, left and back. Keeps wanting to go right. Okay, come back. Look up and right, up and left, and then go for it. Hey,
Much better.
dude. So it's weird. Every time I've asked you to go left, initially
Right.
you go right.
Right.
And then when he's going back and left, his eyes are constantly orienting right. So this might be more like visual information, ocular, kind of central control system stuff than spinal mechanics issues,
Yeah.
potentially.
Mhm.
So, no, we could look at, now I'm like, I don't want to look at directionality, like go arms open, go feet together, and rotate left. Cool. Rotate right. Okay, let's just check it. Go right, stay here, ready, go. Stay here, ready, go. Okay, you okay there? Go the other way. Stay here, ready, go. So that would be a good rationale for you to just like do some left looking. Right, left looking, head left, kind of orienting your system differently to that left, and then we could check. This is the cool thing is we could check back on this next week and go, hey, did you do your left thing? Don't even give you HI homework and see if the HI system got better just from changing your orientation around leftness. So that would be, let's try that, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
let's set that up. Because OC left improves all that stuff. EIR left, low quality. OC left makes that high quality. Okay,
Nice. Alright,
good.
solid.
That was
That was really
fun.
I feel like I finally got the HI score.
Yay!
Yeah, like that made
That's
sense.
good.
Like, when we were just gonna do this, I was like, yeah, I don't even remember what any of that is all
Yeah.
about.
Good. It's complex, man. It's a pretty crazy
Yeah.
it's a pretty crazy system.